Good afternoon, Berwick and Borders yogis, or maybe it's good morning, good evening, whenever you're happening to be taking this class. Hello. So we're going to do the final class of our block of hips, although we'll probably carry on practicing online and what have you. But I wanted to make sure that you had this class to complete everything that we had been working on, because I know it's frustrating when it stops and starts. I apologise for the time it's taken me to get all of this stuff together. It's been a very steep learning curve, put it that way, trying to sort out online stuff and recording and editing this stuff as well. So just bear with me, and I'm sure we'll move into calmer waters soon enough. So let's just sit in a comfortable position. So it doesn't have to be cross-legged. You could sit in a chair for this bit, to be honest. You could have your legs out in front of you, you could be kneeling. But we're just going to settle in, as always, by connecting with our breath. So when you're ready, closing your eyes. And obviously, as this is a hip class, let's just check in with those hips. Are they feeling tight today? A little bit clunky, a little bit sticky. Just send your breath in the direction of your hips into that tension or tightness. You might be one of the lucky ones. You might have really loose and open, comfortable hips, in which case you can just tune into that sense of spaciousness. Inhaling, and as we exhale, just letting the hips become heavier and heavier. You can feel the knees then dropping out. So just check in with the medial side of your knees, the inside part of your knees. Check that they're comfortable, or do your knees need supporting on the outside, either on blocks or folded blankets. And checking in with your lower back. As we've said before, the hips and the lower back inextricably linked. And when one is tight, it usually impacts the other. So let's just take a minute in the lower back. Breathing, and you can feel your whole body moving around the breath. You can feel that little lift out of the lower back as you breathe in, and that gentle rolling out of the hips and the thighs as you exhale. Getting a real sense of the breath now, coming up from the base of your spine, traveling up to the crown of your head. Exhaling away the tension back down into the ground. Kip sighed then. I don't know if you heard that. It was perfect timing. He's very relaxed at the moment. Relaxing the pelvis, let it be heavy. Allowing any gentle stretch of the inner thighs. You're able to, on your next in-breath, just lift the heart a little more, but without becoming ramrod straight. Just a gentle lift, a very natural extension of the breath. As we exhale, a softening of the shoulders, a feeling of spaciousness around the neck. And opening our eyes. If you are sat up on a block or a blanket, we can just hop off now. Put it to one side and place your feet out in front of you, wider than hip width, And we'll just lean back on the hands. Let's roll the shoulders back, lift the heart. Inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to flip the knees to the right. So I'm not mirroring. So we back to our Isle of Man legs that we did in the last one, I think. Inhale back to centre. Exhale, Isle of Man legs to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now I'll be able to sit up a little higher. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, higher still, going to inhale, bring the legs up. Exhale, bring them round to the right. And you'll probably just eke yourself off the mat a little bit, don't worry too much there. We're going to come up, so we're facing the short edge of the mat. We're going to slide just that left leg a bit further behind us. And we'll turn to face the front. So you can see we're in a very pigeon-like shape, but we're still open. So we're still getting this beautiful stretch here and up into the hip flexor muscles. But it's not quite so intense on the lower back. So let's roll the chest open. Let's breathe here. Remembering to soften in the hips. Inhale yourself back to centre, flip the legs again, come to face the other end of your mat, just settle in, don't be in a rush, is that comfortable? Keep that front foot flexed to protect the knee. Inhale, let's find our heart, and exhale. One more for luck. Let's inhale back to centre. Good. Straighten out your legs, pop them out. And we'll continue stretching the hips in a similar pigeon way. So we'll supta on pigeon, so we'll flip it on its back. So lying on your mat, get yourself comfortable. Feet at hip width apart. We're going to place the right ankle fully supported just above the left knee. And just use the power of your muscles to push the right knee away from you. And then you should feel a good stretch starting to kick in. The foot stays flexed and fully supported. This could be enough for you, but if it feels okay, you're going to lift the left foot off the mat, shins parallel to your mat, and maybe interlacing your fingers behind your thigh. Now, if you can't reach your thigh, you can use a belt. So you could always pause it here, run get a belt, and then come back and lasso the back of your thigh. All right? Inhale. Exhale, we're gently going to see if there's space to move into by drawing the left thigh towards us. But at the same time, remember, we're still trying to keep this knee moving away from us. So there's a little dance between the thigh and the knee going on. Breathe. If it's available to you, press your right elbow against your right thigh to encourage that external rotation of the right thigh. We're just going to breathe here. Relax deeply into that right hip. The chest should still be open. And just check that you're not throwing the head back. Breathing here, nice slow breaths. And along the way, remembering to check in to see whether we've created any more space to move into. You might not have, but you never know. You don't want to miss the opportunity. So let's just inhale one last time. Exhale, let's see, can we move a little closer in? And we're still at the beginning of the class. These hips might be feeling a bit stroppy whenever you're practicing this. So let's just baby them along a little. One more inhalation. Exhale, release down. Slide your legs away from you. Let the feet fall out and just see, do the legs feel different? Does one feel longer, looser than the other? And again, maybe there's no difference. Just see how it feels in your body before we do the other side. So yoga is this process of self-inquiry the whole time. We're not goal-orientated, we're far more interested in what's happening as we do stuff. So let's bring the feet back up. Placing the left foot now on the opposite knee or just above the opposite knee. Remember to engage the muscles to spin that knee out to the side. See how that feels first of all. Check in. You can close your eyes to really get a sense of what's going on in the body. And then maybe picking up that right foot, that right shin, threading your hands behind the thigh. So remember, we're gently drawing the thigh in as we're rotating the knee out. Keep the shoulders nice and flat and broad. How does this compare to the right side? Inhale. Exhale. Can we draw it in a little? You can place your left elbow against the left thigh. Just feel that delicious stretch. Maybe delicious isn't the adjective you might be choosing right about now, but find your version of deliciousness in the hips. Breathe, long, even breaths. You can see just how things creep in when they're given time to relax. And just release the thigh, inhale the arms overhead, bring the feet back down to the floor. And again, let's stretch the legs out. Push through the heels. Oh, hopefully both those hips are feeling nice and relaxed now. And carefully bring both knees into your chest. Let's give them a hug. Rock from side to side. Now let's just roll onto the right side and we'll come up to sitting. Well, actually, we're going to come up into our extended child's pose. So this is a good point now to take off any extra layers, take your socks off so we get some good grip going on the mat. Big toes together, knees mat width. Just have a little shimmy. Settle in. So you feel your bottom sitting on the soles of your feet. Take care again if you've got dodgy knees. You know the drill by now. So if you need to, you can just do this from high knees. So it'll be more an extended puppy pose. So if you remember, you might be up here and just enjoy a lovely stretch down here. Really, we're interested in lengthening the spine. So we're going to creep ourselves forward. I always like doing this, don't know why. Might have been a cat in a former life. Inhale and exhale. Release, release, release. Watching the breath. So we're still pushing gently back into the mat. You can feel the spine getting longer and longer with each inhalation, softer with each exhalation. And again, you might become aware of the stretch in the inner thighs. See how you go. How much are you holding back from the mat? How much are you hovering, holding tension that's not needed? And then we'll come back up to our all fours position, moving into our trusty lunge. We've done so much lunging lately, but it's hard to beat a lunge for a good hip flexor stretch. So let's step the right foot forward. Remember to put your padding in place for that back knee if you need it. Knee, ankle, slide that left leg away from you. Draw the right hip back. Roll the shoulders open. So just notice if the breath is getting stuck anywhere in this pose. So visualize drawing it up from your back toes, bringing it all the way up to the crown of your head or just above the crown of your head. And as you exhale, let it go in a whoosh. Inhaling. Exhaling. So this time we're going to take the arms wide. Inhaling. Lengthen up first. Then as we exhale, let's soften down into our lunge. Breathing here. Then you can have your head just looking straight ahead if that's more comfortable for you. Inhale, can you lift your chest a little more? And as you exhale, are you able to soften a little more into the pelvis? As we exhale next, bring the hands down, step back, big toes together, take the knees wide, and we'll settle ourselves back again for another delicious extended child's pose, Utthita Balasana. On the next inhalation, floating yourself back up to all fours and step your left foot forward. And it doesn't matter how you make that happen. Slide the right leg back. Roll the shoulders open. Just let this cook for a little bit. Settle in. Inhaling, exhaling. How does this compare to the other side? Remember to keep an eye on each side. It's very easy to be led by the dominant side, which we want to avoid. So if you want to, as we next inhale, we can take the arms wide again. And we can exhale, sinking. Bring that left hip back, right hip forward. Lifting the Mula Bandha if you can to create space in the lower back. Checking in that the breath can still move from the back foot. all the way up. And on your next inhalation, lift a little more. And exhale, bring the arms back down. You can tuck the back toes under. And we'll just move to a bent knee, down dog. And we'll walk out the feet. You might find when you're in a lunge and the toes are untucked, you might get a little bit of cramp in the feet. And let's relax both heels to the mat. Find your down dog, so I'm having to adjust for my body proportions. Make sure you do the same. And enjoy the breath. Keeping those armpits lifted. Let's step that right foot forward again. This time keeping the left heel up, the left knee up. And we're going to move both hands onto the inside of the right foot. Walk that right foot out a little, maybe turning the toes slightly out as well. Rolling the shoulders back. We're in a nice lizard here. Nothing too strenuous. We're up on our hands. You could be on your fingertips or the flats of your hands. You could be up on your blocks. I like fingertips. And come down onto the flats of your hands and just see, and again this might not be for everybody, so go careful, come onto the outer edge of your right foot. So let that right knee roll out. Feel the stretch. Keep pushing through the left heel, keeping that left thigh strong. Inhale, exhale. Can you sink a little? What's that hip happy to do for you? So making sure that we are keeping this ankle very strong and engaged. We're not just rolling over onto the top of the foot. Keeping it strong. Now if that feels comfortable for you, just turn your left hand maybe 45 degrees and roll your left shoulder back and underneath. Inhale, you're going to twist to the right, lifting up the right arm. You're going to twist your lizard. Breathe. Where are you holding that tension? Let go. Breathe. One more deep breath in. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Hop yourself carefully back to your down dog and enjoy this delicious pedaling out, swinging of the hips. Let's just hold our down dog again, enjoying the stillness. And just lift the gaze forward. You're going to step the left foot forward, remembering to keep the right knee up. And you're going to bring both hands on the inside of the left foot and walk the left foot out a bit. So let's just hold our lizard here. on the left side this time, roll onto the outer blade of your left foot, letting the knee roll and just exploring the hip from there. You could even have a little rocking backwards and forwards. Should feel nice. And then turning the right hand out a little bit. Let's get this shoulder snug in. You know, like when we're doing the side plank, we need that shoulder integrated into the back so we don't hurt the shoulder. And then when you're ready, let's twist our lizard. Inhale. Let our knee fall out. Breathe. One more inhalation. Exhale the hand down. Step back, down dog. Sway out the hips. And then bring the knees back down to the mat. Take them wide, but test together. And ooze yourself down. You're gonna have a little sway into the ribs. And just surrender down. And let's walk ourselves back up, coming to our all fours position, our Garasana. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. So remember, we've been working with that nice smooth swivel out to the side. Let's see if we can recall it. Cast your mind back. And as we inhale, can we swivel the knee out to the side and bring it back? And you can look over your shoulder, you can see what's happening. Is it smooth? And you'll notice that we're not lifting it so high that we end up tipping ourselves back. We're just trying to keep everything in the remit of the hip joint. Try not to get too much else involved. Let's swap sides. Inhale. Again, have a look. Going almost there. Last one. I settle back. So this time I've got my knees together. Just another version, child's pose. Melting my ribs into my thighs, relaxing the forehead into the mat. Relaxing the shoulders. And then bring the arms overhead again. Inhale, coming back to our all fours position. So inhale, take that right leg back. Exhale, bring it forward and tap. So anywhere between the elbow and the shoulder is fine. Inhale, take it back. Tap. 2. Inhale. 3. 4. 5. Take it back. Exhale, float the knee back down. Same on the other side. Inhale, left foot goes back. Exhale, tap. Inhale, tap. Keep going. 3, 4, 5. Float the knee down, child's pose, twirl out your wrists. Coming back to our all fours position. Tuck the toes under. Inhale. Exhale, nice long spine, lift. Have a little wiggle. Inhale, your right leg up. Exhale, tap. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Last one. Tap. Take it up. Bring it down. Have a little pedal out. We're going to go straight to the other side. And it's sliding a bit. If you've got any chalk, now's the time to put it on. I know I'm slipping. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, tap. Take it up. Exhale, tap. Take it up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One for luck. Take it up. Exhale. Bring that leg back down. All fours. Child's pose. Melt. And each time you return to your child's pose, you should feel yourself just getting softer and softer the more you've stretched yourself open. So just stay in your child's pose, twirl out those wrists. Stretch your arms forward. Inhale to all fours, tap the toes under to down dog. Inhale that right leg up. Now here, before you do, you might prefer to have the left foot more to the midline. It might make you a little more stable in this pose. So inhale that right leg up, drop the heel, let's turn. Keep pressing back. And this is when your hands are feeling sweaty. You can feel yourself getting wider and wider. Breathe. Keep opening. Inhale. Exhale. Come down. Maybe just dry your hands off. Get ready, other side. Down dog first. So let's sweep the left leg up. Drop the heel. Gosh, this feels a lot tighter on this side. Let's spin it open. Breathe. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, bring it down. And you're just going to walk to the top of your mat. Hold on to your elbows. And let's just sway here. Bend the knees. then we'll crawl ourselves up our bodies. And let's just root down through our Tadasana. Palms facing forward. Close your eyes and let just blood settle back into our bodies. So really try to connect to the breath and maybe feeling buzzing in the body, the soma, the energetic field of your body. You can feel it most usually in your sort of extremities. So when you feel that the blood has left your head, after all that upside down work, I'm going to go upside down again, I'm afraid, sorry. Let's inhale the arms up, minding my plant. Exhale, hinge forward, here we go. Inhale halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, enjoy coming forward. Remember you can bend those knees, but relax the head, whatever you do. Inhale, floating back up. Exhale. And again, inhale, flat back, maybe lifting the gaze or looking straight down. Exhale, float. Now shift your weight into your right foot. You can keep some softness there. And as we inhale, we're going to come up halfway again. And as we exhale, actually no, just relax as you exhale. Then on the next inhalation, let's sweep our left leg up, allowing the hip to open to the left. And as we exhale, then we'll come down into our standing forward splits. Let's breathe here. Keep trying to draw the outer right hip back. Exhale, float the left leg back down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. You can bend those knees. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Shift the weight into your left leg now. Exhale in place. Inhale, you can sweep the right leg up. And as you exhale, fold forward. So you might notice a real difference into how high that leg is happy to go. Breathing here. So with every inhalation, you can feel that leg just reaching a little higher. And let's float the leg down. Take the feet wide, so maybe to mat width, and we'll come down into a squat. So remember, if you can squat with your feet flat, please do. Otherwise, come up onto your toes. Elbows inside your knees. Hands to heart center, lift the heart, squeeze the elbows, but at the same time, push the knees apart with the elbows. As we inhale, as we push into our feet, engaging our core, coming all the way back up again. Thumbs to breastbone. How does that feel? Release your hands down. So we'll go and do a balance. As I've said before, if you're on carpet, it can be really hard to balance. So I'm lucky. This room is, as you can see, it's quite small. So I have a wall within easy reach for me to grab hold of things. So if you need to scoot over to the wall, on you go. Otherwise, just rest your left hand lightly on the back of a chair, settee, whatever you've got nearby, small child. If you can do that, if you've got great balance, Chloe, if you're watching, if you've got great balance, you won't need to hold on to anything. But it's nice to have that security. Fingertips only though, it's lightness, we're not gripping. Shift the weight into your left leg. Remember, this hip needs to be tucking under. Inhale. Exhale, let's bring the knee up. Roll the shoulders back, lift up through the heart. Play with your weight. Play with your balance. Now maybe replacing your fingers on your support, or if you can do it without, that's fine. We're going to change your grip on your knee, so it's more on the inside of the knee. And you're going to take your knee out to the side. And again, make sure that you've got this supporting hip really engaged. Relax the shoulders, relax the foot. Find your balance maybe. Oop, not for me today. Now bring that knee back to centre. Again, holding on to something. I'm awful on carpet. You saw that was bad in the studio. And release down. Shake out the hips. Shake it, shake out the hips. Shake it, shake it. So you might need to hoop, hoop, hoop to your other handy support, or another child if you have one spare. Shift the weight over into that right leg. Inhale, exhale, let's bring up that left knee. Keep the heart lifting, let's not lose the breath because we're trying so hard to balance. If we've lost the breath, we've lost the yoga. So breathing here. Whoop. And release, saved by the bell there. So we want to turn the knee out. Inhale. Exhale. Get comfortable, change your grip. Let's pivot out. Find your balance, play with it. I really should have worn my contact lenses for this. It's very hard to balance when you can't actually see a great deal. If I wear my glasses, all the light bounces off the lenses, so I'm kind of working blind. Bring it back around. Whoa. And relax. Hopefully your balance went better than mine today. Let's come down to the mats. So I like a frog pose. There's a couple of variations. We're going to do the really nice sort of inner thigh variation. And you've got a choice here. You can do it away from the wall. So I'll demonstrate if you want to have a go, just on the mat. If you don't have a convenient wall, this will work for you. So all you're going to do is take the knees as wide as you can, and we're keeping that right angle thing going that we had with our Isle of Man legs. So we're flexing the feet, we're walking the knees wide, keeping the hips in line with the knees, and then we're going to come down and just enjoy the stretch. So let's just melt ourselves here. So it doesn't matter how far you can go. Remember, some of this will depend on your skeleton. I'm always saying this in class. So if you're higher up than me, that's all good. But as long as you're feeling a nice stretch in the inner thighs, that's all that matters. You might find after a while the knees slide further apart. So this isn't one to fight or push. Well, no yoga should. Then we ease ourselves up. Take your time here, try to get your knees back together. You might feel as if they're stuck there forever. Bring them back in and roll out those hips in a lovely figure of 8. You can bring that movement up into the ribs again, up into the shoulders, make it feel good. So we can do that again. You can do it exactly the same way, away from a wall, but if you want to try it against the wall, it's quite good fun. It just gives you feedback. I always think when you've got a prop, it gives you feedback, so you've got something to push into, so you know which muscles to engage a little more naturally. So here we have the soles of our feet against the skirting, and we just take the knees wide again. So now you can make sure that the whole of the sole of your foot's got good contact into skirting, and come down again. Now push into your feet. Feels really nice. I always like doing this. So you could be up on your hands. Right. That's good too. You'll certainly still be feeling it. You can come down, down, down. Ease yourselves back up, ease the knees back together, and again, just have a little undulate. Staying with the wall, so if you weren't against the wall, take time now to see if you can find some wall. Hopefully you can, because it is a great prop to have. I'm just talking of props, I'm just shoving all mine out of the way. Just sit against the wall, sideways on, and we're just going to swing our legs up and put our bum right up against the skirting. I'll shimmy more this way in case you can't see me. Hello, Kip. And we're just going to take the feet wide, let them roll open. Arms overhead. And again, you might feel that your legs just start to naturally gravitate sideways. And let's bring the soles of our feet together into our Supta Baddha Konasana. So our reclined cobblers pose. Drop the heels towards your groin. And here we've got the ability just to easily push gently into the knees to encourage them towards the wall. So there's no shoving. But the joy of lying back is that we don't need that core strength to maintain the lift. If we were doing this sitting up, it would be a lot harder. But here we can just let ourselves relax back into the mat and enjoy the stretch. So you might feel the soles of your feet turning up towards you. Pushing the soles of the feet together to send the knees wide. And then place a hand on the outside of each knee. Sorry, Kit, did I make you jump? Help the knees back up. And then extend your legs up the wall. Arms overhead. Relax, legs up the wall pose. Viparita Karani. You can just feel the weight of your legs really sort of flowing down into the pelvis. Feeling the lower back get wider, more relaxed. Keep releasing into your mat or into the floor. And you can make that audible little sigh that tells the body it's completely relaxed, it's safe. And then let's bring the knees down into the chest. We just roll to one side. We'll come back to our mats. Almost ready for a lie down. So let's think of a twist we can do. So let's bring the, thinking of mirroring, the right foot underneath the left leg and the left leg on top. Find your version. So remember, we've talked about this before. It could be here, and that's fine, that's good enough. Because when you start turning, that gentle tension on the leg here, you're going to feel a little stretch up in that hamstring, that left hip. So let's sit ourselves nice and tall. And as we exhale, you're turning towards the direction of the leg that's on top. So I think for you, that's your left leg. So I'm turning to the right, you're turning to the left. Keep lifting up through the heart. Let's turn back around to centre. Inhale, lifting up. And just maybe hinging forward. Walking back up, we're going to turn ourselves around. So we'll turn in the direction of the foot that's on top. Turn, 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 sit. So you should have your left leg on top. If it didn't work out for you, just sort it out. Let's just take a minute. That feels really different. How does that sit in the body? So we'll start gently turning to the right. You can cross the left arm over to help push you gently into the twist. Remember to keep the heart nice and open. Relaxing the hips. Try not to tense out of the pose. Inhale back round, sit tall. Exhale, hinge forward. So maybe hooking your chin over that top knee. Moving yourself back up, uncrossing your legs, pop them out. Now prepare for final relaxation. So lying back down on your mats, and because you've done a lot of work here, you're going to have your feet on the floor and rest your knees against each other. And we'll check in with how everything's feeling. Hands down by your sides, palms uppermost. Becoming aware of all those points of contact you have with your mat. Through the feet, the buttocks, the whole back line of your body, back of your head. And becoming aware of the soma, that gentle buzzing. Maybe a feeling of warmth, spaciousness. Noticing the quality of your breath. Slow and steady is what we're aiming for. And letting the body just release its tension with that slow, steady breath. And checking in with the quality of your thoughts. Are they feeling just a little bit more mellow than when you first arrived on your mat? And maybe you're immediately into that doing mode again as you sense the end of the class nearing. So easy to do. We find it very hard to surrender into the moment. It's a human condition. Do the best you can. Just breathing gently Observing the rise and fall of your breath. Now, if you have time, please stay here for 5 more minutes or as long as you need. And I'm going to leave you now as you lie there breathing. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I look forward to seeing you again soon on your mats. Namaste.